Yes, this is Act 2, Scene 4, same play. Once a boy.
How did you do that to us? I didn't see that coming, did I? Two
What?
in one night. You're a genius.
Slick.
Well, that fateful day did arrive. 1-1-1-1. And I did as I had been planning since Halloween. I went full-time female. Packed up all the rest of my male clothes except a pair of jeans, socks, sneakers, and a t-shirt for when I would paint or do some repairs around the house. I brought several black plastic bags filled with that stuff and boxes to that huge drop box down in the center of town for Salvation Army. I was the only one there, kind of lonely, dropping that stuff in that box on New Year's Day. As I drove back home, I could hear the semisonic song lyrics in my head. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. When I got back to the house and I called up, Lorrie, I'm back. There was no answer. I go upstairs and she wasn't there. But her car was in the driveway. I come down to the living room and I go out into the unseasonably warm air, and she is on the patio with her back to me. I say to her, Lorrie, not like you to be sitting outside, especially in winter. Is everything okay? She says in a harsh tone, what do you think? Is everything okay? Yeah, just peachy. I got a chill and was brought back to the day outside, in the air, on that same patio, back in early November, when my world with Lorrie really changed as a result of that conversation back then. There you are. Not like you to be sitting out on the patio.
Oh, really? Well, maybe I need to do things a little differently.
Not like you just as you are.
I don't think so. I don't think you ever really did. I was always cleaning house, content just to watch a movie on TV. And you were always running out somewhere, always running.
Sounds like you were upset with me.
Right. Let's not pretend that things are okay. They're not.
They could be okay, Lorrie. Lorrie, if we...
If we what? You mean if I accept you as a female and go about my life as if nothing happened? I'm expected to change my life because you did. I don't want a girl as a husband. I married you because you are, or should I say, you are a man.
But I'm the same person.
Really? I see it already. You can't walk by a mirror or a window without looking at yourself. And when we talk, it's all about you. What your plans are, what people are saying to you. What about me? You used to always ask about me. And what happened in my day? What am I up to? How am I feeling? Not anymore, though.
But I think I'm even more...
Oh, stop it! You're not the same person I married. Frank was wonderful. We never argued. He had it every chest.
am the same person. But my look is throwing you off. I really think in time you can get used to me as Fran. And
Just stop. I told you. I'm not living with you being a woman. It will never happen. Now that you've decided to go full time on 1/1/11, then our days together are numbered.
I can't leave here. My office is here.
Well,
And you know the money situation.
I'll be the one to leave then, okay? It may not be on New Year's Day, but not too much later. I'm gonna get an apartment with my mother and take care of her. Her Alzheimer's is getting worse, and I'm pulling her out of the assisted living facility. It's too risky there.
Lorrie, please. Why not bring her here? I'll make a ramp. You know, I could convert the dining room to a bedroom for her.
No, absolutely not. What? With you as a girl? And with this house being a mess? No way! You gotta be kidding me. I really don't want to be with you when you're like this.
Well, this is sad. This is sad.
Sad? You don't know what sad is. Sad is having a white picket fence dream all of your life since being a little girl playing with a dollhouse. Then meeting this great guy who was really everything. Smart. He was good looking. A good lover. We're kind. I mean everything. You had a great job. I'm talking about you. Then getting a house, and then Kelly being born, things going so well, and then all of it falls apart. He's unhappy being a man, and spends a lot of time in clubs, and goes out dressed as a girl. Why? For what purpose? And then I get mortified knowing the world is finding out about him, and probably wondering what the wife did wrong. And then my whole future, that was once bright, is now a big dark black hole. Now that is sad.
Well, what can I have done? What can I have done?
Oh, listen, I don't hate you. I still really love you. But when we can't live together. Actually, I stand by you and respect you for being you and for who you are and who you think you need to be. I will always cherish what we had. And yes, it's sad that it's gone. Don't cry, please. Really, really don't cry. I think of the happy times.
Yeah, I know. We were great together. Frank and Lorrie. Such a couple. Lorrie, I wish I could have kept giving you that man you wanted. It wasn't me. I had created that assertive guide control, but I'm really much softer.
more feelings, more like you. And you know, I've told you often that I love you more than anything.
I know you love me. And you know I love you. But things are different now. But we should both hold our memories precious. Because there really were something incredible moments. Even when you were experimenting with being a girl. Like when we went to John Hopkins Hospital together a few years after we got married.
Yeah, wow, that was amazing. That was amazing. How many trips did we make? So long ago.
Oh.
To John Hopkins. How many?
Three. I remember it pretty clearly. The first time we went down to Baltimore, we talked all the while. We talked all the while about your gender problem. Deep discussion. It was all so new to both of us. But like we did most things, you were always out front, like a pioneer. And I supported you. But, Ellie, do you remember that we even considered you going to Europe to live as a female for a year?
I know.
As a trial?
Yes, I remember. I was kind of desperate for an answer.
Mhm.
Then we met those so-called gender experts at John Hopkins about our situation. We spent hours in interviews, hours, and their conclusions were all contradictory. You were getting upset with them.
I sure was. That third time we went down and you were dressed as a girl the whole weekend down there with that blue dress that you had on and heels and that blonde wig. It was a riot. In the hotel elevator when we crowded in it with that baseball team.
Oh, it was the Yankees, and Philly Martin was making a pass at me, and then the other guys did too.
I know, it was so crazy. Then that last day, I got so upset about their conflicting answers, but I said, we're leaving now!
I remember that.
And I stormed out of the office, looked back and yelled to you, come on, what are you waiting for, come on. Listen, then you sheepishly said in a little girl's voice, okay, Lorrie, and followed me out the door, and then I looked back at the room of people and you left your pocketbook on the chair, and so I said in a demanding voice, Frank, you left your pocketbook behind, come on, forget it, let's go, and you almost tripped as you spun around, and the people got up to almost catch you if you would fall, if you fell.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh my God.
Lord,
Nah.
we've been through a lot. We have been through a lot.
Well, I must say, life with you has been very interesting. And that it's like the old Chinese blessing. May you live in interesting times. In my case, may you live with an interesting husband.
Spouse.
Okay, yeah, all right, spouse.
Lorrie, I love you so much. I always will.
Me too.
Sweetheart, you are the one for me. You came to me from up above and stayed with me. We grew our love, sweetheart, we're meant to be. Scene.
Let me stay up here.
Let them yell at the people outside first.
Bill, you want to take?
I'll say, first half had me blown away. Blown away, Laura, off the charts. The second half of explaining a lot of those different things went on way too long. No question about it.
Very well.
You can condense that a lot. That's my opinion. Anyway.
In the opening monologue, you're coming home, and that's good and everything. But then you like repeat some of her dialogue, and that you're just gonna give. I don't think you need to like say that ahead of time. I think you just say you couldn't find her, and then she can say that line, and you can just go from there.
Yeah, you're right, Isaac. That was confusing. It actually was. That was a conversation on January 1, and it turned out it was the same conversation that I had with her in early November. And what we saw was the early November conversation.
Right, I did
But
catch that.
that is unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary to have that.
Mike?
Thank you.
At one point, you referenced the line from the song. You might even want to take a moment with that, and you don't have to sing it and perform it, but maybe take us through it, because it's a really important transitional moment, right? Every new beginning comes from some other beginnings, and
Yes.
and feel that, because, and then everything, we see what happens from there.
And I agree with that. And food for thought, if you're starting in the 60s when you're growing up and presumably going through different parts of your life and different decades, maybe as a producer, it's worth investigating some licensing.
Yes. Very good point. And I was thinking of not including that, but figured let me include it and then I'll find out. It turns out that that lyric, that line from that song is not theirs.
Right.
It was like John Lennon's Thanks for Teaching Me the Meaning of Success. That's Ralph Waldo Emerson is the meaning of success. But that, it's a good
It speaks to an era, and I'm sure there are other songs like that.
And that actually may be not, that may actually have come out. This was a scene from 2011, and that song may have been a 13.
2000.
So, thank you.
Sam?
I agree with what Bill said about the language at the beginning was really good. Everything, the emotions were really great. I would just say from a performance for you, make sure your hair is out of your face, and make sure you're not always like burying yourself into the actress playing your wife, because I want to see your face, because this is powerful. I want to see how you are processing all this.
You know, to be very honest, what happened was when we ran lines today on the phone, I was much more emotional, and for some reason, I didn't bring it up. And normally at this scene, and I think what I was doing is subconsciously not wanting the audience to see that I wasn't actually having tears all over my face. But thanks for that. That's a real good point. And I'm surprised because Laura is just so amazing in that scene. I think it was very hard for me to see. And that I put up some defenses, but ordinarily.
Let that down. Let it down.
Yes.
We want to see that.
Yes.
I noticed that because you kept backing up, and Laura kept trying to catch up with you.
Well, it's called upstaging.
I know you were like,
Upstaging.
you're backing up,
Yeah.
and then you.
It's called upstaging. It's
Jimmy,
not-
quickly.
Yeah. it's not great.
Quick, I'm the one that takes all the time. I'm the long-winded one. Oh, fuck, guy. In the beginning monologue, I wouldn't mind seeing you throwing out the clothes. the actual action of doing it. Like as you're talking to the audience, a bag with clothing and I'm throwing out all the male clothes.
male
That's a
clothes.
powerful
Yeah,
statement.
yeah.
It's a powerful thing to watch. Also, the thing with Lorrie, the wife, Laura's amazing in it, but I want to see that the emotion happen a little later. There's tension. And also, I'd like to see the point where she's almost done. She's emptied.
Right.
There's certain points in there later on, not to play the emotion so hard, where she's just like, you know what?
Yeah.
She lets it out, and now she's the one in charge. There's a power struggle here a little bit.
Yeah.
And let's see it. Let it all go. If it goes all emotional, because honestly, as emotional as it was, I was a little over it 3/4 in. Not because it wasn't acted well, it was acted brilliantly, but there's a point where I want to see her power, like, you know what, I'm done. And then when it gets to the point where you guys are buddies again, because we're watching the process of you guys becoming a wife and husband into best friends. We got to see that, like Christian said, and roller coaster ride.
Is it a
and let
power
it-
struggle?
Yeah.
Is there? I don't know if I would say it's a power struggle. I would say that there's, the wife, I feel, is trying to come to terms with something, with someone that she loves.
Right.
And isn't really necessarily trying to grab power of the situation.
Not power over the situation, power over themselves.
However, herself, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, basically, she's going from being a wife, right? Like she said somewhere, the white picket fence dream just got swept out from under her. Now you got a choice. She has a big choice to make. Do I just abandon this person? You made this choice, fuck you. Or do I choose to be a friend now? She's left with a very powerful choice to make. And that's
a choice moment.
It's identity, and that's a powerful
What happened
moment.
in
Do I
real
go
life?
from being the wife
Well,
to a
this is what
friend?
happened.
Right.
In real life, I believe that she says that I'm not the same person, so it's easier to detach from me. If she admits or confirms that I am the same person, then she has a dilemma that she's abandoning me.
Right, and that's the question.
For her own.
Right. It's not power against each other, it's power of the
So-
situation.
So she's trying
Yeah,
to
we're working on
deny me, she's trying to deny that I am the same person.
Mhm.
So,
Carrie, then
for
Amanda?
example, she tells me that we talk on the phone a lot, almost every other day. And she prefers to talk on the phone, so she doesn't have to see me.
Interesting.
And
Very interesting.
think
Very
about
powerful.
her brain says I'm different, I'm not the same.
Just for time wise, we're gonna move
Okay,
this
it's gonna be
much
really
over.
quick.
Carrie, Amanda?
I'm with everybody, the whole beginning totally had me riveted and hooked. Then I felt confused. Once you got into the John Hopkins visit, it seemed like, was this the first time she's acknowledging, or it's out there that you are officially going to be a woman, but then you're reminiscing about a year prior that
When you were a
there's-
woman, yeah.
there's
Actually-
some weird timeline thing that
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
confused about, and I'm like, I'm not even sure.
It wasn't clear, but she was going back 30 years. See, that scene happened 8, 9 years ago, and she's trying to reminisce. She goes back.
No, I get
30
the
years
reminiscent
when
part,
we
but
went
my
John
confusion
Yeah.
was
It's a separate-
this
Yeah.
present day scene of her breaking down
Yeah.
seemed to be surprising, but then she's talking about knowing that you were gonna go to Europe as a woman for a year, that
It's no longer
kind
a
of.
surprise.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Just
that was like
makes
very
sense to
lighthearted,
me.
it went from.
I feel like-
It's not about the lighthearted thing, it's
Yeah.
about, it
Yeah.
didn't
I
make
feel like
sense.
she should
Yeah.
be like, I guess it's true that happened, and you can laugh about it, and she's detaching herself from you at that moment, maybe, like, that, right? Detaching herself in
No,
saying.
no, the one
reminiscing it.
moment seemed like what was happening in present time is like, oh my God, you're really gonna be a woman, but then after you reveal this, you're talking about knowing that you were practicing being a woman.
Which
So
was
why
very
is the
confusing
present
for us.
moment?
Yeah.
Let me finish. Why is the present moment so surprising? No, if 3 other people are trying to talk over me and I can't finish the thought. Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry, Carrie.
No, it's.
And, well, what happened was that this has been a life, we've been married for 40 years. And a couple of years into being married is when I came out as having this problem, this confusion. And the way we dealt with it was as if it was a problem that could be possibly corrected. So we went down to John Hopkins.
Okay.
And then she was reminiscing about like the funniness about her walking down the street with me. She was trying to find some humor in it. But, and then for a time, she was so much into being an individual and respecting me that she was willing to say, well, go to Europe for a year, and I'll wait for you. You know, you figure it out. And she tried so many times to, and she allowed me, if that's the right word, to go out and party and dress up as a female as often as I did, thinking that that was going to satisfy me. And then finally, I went full time.
Amanda, then Johnny.
Just real quick, the scene, so just as far as personal power, right? So Lorrie's coming to terms with this whole thing. So that's really what I think this scene should focus on.
Yeah.
And that other one should be another scene in a way. But I feel that like dialogue-wise, like it was more like Lorrie having a giant monologue, and I feel like, and this is deep, this is for you as a playwright, and maybe even just looking at your journey and your story, if I hope I'm not crossing a line, but I love how compassionate you are, and I feel like you're holding so much space for her beautifully, but I felt you lost a lot of power. I would love that dialogue to be split more conversations, more dialogue, more arguments, and you know what I mean, and making points and explaining things. Like she's explaining everything, but you are not, you're stronger, I think, than you presented in this scene as a human being, as what you were going through, because you are set to stand firmly in your power, in your purpose, who you are, still holding space. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like you could pull some power back and explain a little bit more and have more words, yeah?
I think you also need to shorten the shit.
Yeah.
Johnny, go.
I don't know.
I think what could make
I don't know if
that
makes
scene maybe a
sense.
little stronger is, instead of talking about going to John Hopkins earlier in the play, maybe show that scene.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to the point where you say, I'm all in with this, it would just carry a little more weight to her rather than backing into it.
Yeah.
Because it takes all the steam out of that scene.
Yeah.
It's so, the first half is great, and then it just, I'd rather see that scene earlier. I would.
Thank you.
This is
Yeah.
still your story. This is still your story. And what happened tonight is LauraFay killed it.
Yeah.
Still, again, Laura,
So,
as an actress, killed it so much that I was like, I think it's gonna become her story. Like, you almost go, I will take this woman and follow her
That's kind of what I was trying
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
You got lost, your story.
No, you killed it. You killed it in a positive thing. But, one second, the fact is that they're saying power, you lost it because you gave, it's too long, in my opinion.
yeah.
You should be going through vignettes of your life, so we can follow that vignette through each moment.
Right.
And then the vignette should be a little longer with her, because that was your wife, and that is important, and that is a struggle, obviously, and a very tumultuous time. It still has to be shortened, because it did feel like, I think they're saying, if, say Laura does it, she's grabbing that scene, it becomes Laura's story, and you can do a whole mini-series on that. No, in a good way, it's not bad. But I'm saying, but
Danish
it's
girl.
still, but it still has to be your story. And it still has to be, let's look through your eyes, not hers, let's go through it. We can't have, I got people burning, go ahead.
Just
Stay
to
there.
follow what you said, she was so powerful, beautiful, John, and I felt that you were being selfish.
That I was
felt
being
her
selfish.
that
Yeah,
you were being selfish,
I feel that.
and,
I feel that.
Oh.
In my real life, I
Yes.
feel that. And, yeah.
I didn't feel for you in that scene.
Right.
Oh, that's a good point.
Maybe
You
find-
feel her.
yeah, maybe find some
And maybe that's
pictures.
why, and here's the point, taking all that in,
It's the truth.
they felt that you were selfish,
Yes.
so her going that far and bringing that true emotion to it, suddenly we're out of your game.
Yeah.
And it's your
Right.
story.
Right.
So you
Except
might,
the next scene, when it clears up that.
I know that sometimes the helicopter comes in and just shoots everything down. What I'm saying, big
Yeah.
gun like Rambo. But I'm saying for that idea, I think they're very right on
Yeah, I
that one.
think so. Yeah.
We still have to follow your journey because we're in love with you. That's what happens here on stage. You fall in love with characters and you watch them and you're like, I feel for this. I feel. oh shit, she just took the whole emotion. It's your story. She's a part of it, and a big part, but it's still your story, and we should still like you, unless you're setting it up that we start to hate you, and then you're gonna bring us back again. That's a whole writer's thing that I'm not gonna go into, because we got 5 seconds left.
By the way, is it unanimous that Laura should play this in the actual?
Yes.
play?
Oh, that's a given.
Fellow actress, I've known her for too many years. Kills it. Cat, and then we're done, because you've been drinking.
No,
Go.
I'm drinking. I stopped.
Go, we
I'm
got 1
sober.
second. Sobered up here.
By knowing you, I think I have a feeling why you wrote it like that, and you gave it more to her without you saying much because of the guilt.
Yeah,
That- I know.
definitely.
That's. Oh, you would. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know, but I still
Yeah,
think you
like
can work
you.
through it,
but
through your
but
prep.
as a writer and as watching it,
Yeah.
I agree with everybody else.
Well,
Yes.
thank you all so much.
Thank you.